Hello and welcome to Sunrise Cardcast, your one-stop podcast shop for all things hockey cards. My name is Eric Andrews, also known in the hobby as Hammerhawks, and I'm joined by my co-host and fellow hobbyist Aaron Goldstein, better known as Crease Collector. So I did, of course, want to start off by wishing everybody a happy World Juniors semifinals day, especially those north of the border. I know you guys are looking forward to watching your Canadians play. Oh, wait, you didn't make this. Oh,
That's so terrible. That's so terrible.
oh.
I didn't know where you were going with that when you opened up with it, but that's like salt in the wound. But that's all right. That's got to be a good sport about it. But yeah, kudos to the Czechs for winning that game. Honestly, my Canadian bias aside, I think they deserve to win the game. So good on them for finishing the job there. In the last minute. Good on the Czechs. They really did deserve it. They played the better game, and Canada just didn't play 60-minute hockey. And in a short tournament like this, when anything can happen, you got to play a full 60. And yeah, Canada just it was really frustrating watching that game, especially the majority of the first two periods. And then they kind of woke up in the third, and it was really exciting. But that felt more like Team Canada hockey, but they just couldn't put it together. And honestly, I don't know if it would go so far as to say they deserved it, but it's a little heartbreaking for sure. But they didn't play great, the whole tournament really. So you know, eh, may the best team win, and if it's not Canada, then it's not Canada. So try again next year for sure. But I'm really interested to see who wins this. Personally, I'm going for Team Sweden. I really hope they can move on to the finals and take it home. And yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it'll be USA Sweden final. That's my prediction. I hope Sweden wins. I think USA would probably have the edge, to be honest. But although Sweden's been really good, I think I would give the edge a little bit, to the US. But I mean, Sweden's right up there. It really is a coin toss. But I hope that Sweden can come away with it. But we'll see what happens today. They're facing Finland, so it'll be a tough matchup. Always is against those guys. So, but yeah, may the best team win.
Yep. So just wanted to start out with that little playful banter
So
there. But
fun. So
yep,
fun.
I agree. I think it'll be a rematch in the gold medal game, and I think the outcome will be the same again this year. So I'm looking forward to tonight and tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, you guys are here to listen and hear about cards and collectibles, so we won't talk too much about the actual on ice product too much. But anyway, as is often the case with our episodes, we'll start off with some mail. So Aaron, take it away with your recent additions. And I can't hear you. I think you got unplugged. Aaron got a new mic for Christmas, so we're still troubleshooting
Obviously.
that. There we
There we
go.
go.
There we
Okay.
go.
So there's this mute button, you see, and it's not an actual button. It's one of those ones where you just kind of like hover over it and tap it lightly.
Hmm.
It's not like a physical push button. It's frustrating. So I think I accidentally hit that
Okay.
recently. So a little bit of technical things here, but hopefully people can stay with us here. So anyway, first mail day of 2025. This is a little bit of an old card. It's over 10 years old now, which is crazy. But I picked up another 12-13 Dominion Peerless Patches, which is awesome. You can see it right there. Of course, Jonas Enroth. Just an amazing card. I'll keep it up there for a bit. Surprisingly, when I show cards like these, a lot of people, especially those new to the hobby, it's really surprising how many people really don't know about these cards. I mean, they're old, but they're not that old. And yeah, Eric has a photo up there. So, I mean, these cards are just awesome. And I just wanted to pull the trigger on yet another one. I have a couple copies of this card, but this one probably being the best patch. It's a nice piece of the sword handle and a little bit of the saber there, which is awesome. So yeah, great card. And I've always wanted to pick up a card like this. There's another card out there floating around of the other half of the emblem, which is the other half of the sword. So maybe one day I'll pick that up, but kind of always wanted to have at least a little bit of piece of that. So finally was able to do that. And yeah, great pickup. And yeah, it's a stunner. It's kind of like the limited logos, the competition for the limited logos. So yeah, definitely Panini's counterpart there. So really cool card. And yeah, they're amazing. I love their run of Peerless patches. Even the dual booklet versions as well were just stunning. And yeah, this one's no different. I just love the gold foil there really pops. And yeah, just really clean cards. And yeah, they definitely give the limited logos cards a run for their money. That's for sure.
Yeah, really nice card for sure. Nice patch, nice hard signed auto, everything you'd want in a card, right? So, yeah, hard to top something like that. I know you already had one, but still, getting another copy that is really nice can never go wrong.
Definitely. They're amazing.
And your second pickup?
That would be, hold on, I'm just trying to find the,
I know I've got a scan that I can throw up.
yeah. You know what? If you can throw up that scan, that'd be super. I had it on my desktop, but I moved it.
I'll get. You can start talking about it. I'm pulling it up here.
Yeah, so this one is a new set from President's Choice. A couple of you have probably seen it here or there, or Facebook, or maybe Instagram, or wherever you see your cards. But this one was a recent update, and what Brian does is he will usually create a set, kind of judge uh, the popularity, if you will, from collectors. Sometimes he'll put up like an oddball set or two, like, or maybe some creations for collectors, and then sometimes he'll kind of roll with it and kind of create it into a nice ongoing set, which he has done here for his mega paddle set. So this one I picked up quite recently as well, and it's one of my first editions of the new year. And yeah, just as you can see there, the kind of card just speaks for itself. Very nice chunk of the paddle there, nice Reebok logo, or at least half of it, and just awesome. I loved Enross sticks when he was with the Sabres kind of earlier on. He used this sort of not white, but more of like a cream kind of base to his sticks, and I don't know, I just really like that kind of look. And yeah, so to get a nice chunk of stick there is just amazing. And yeah, this card is quite rare out of 4, and there's been some amazing chunks of paddle in this set already. So if you haven't seen them, I would definitely encourage you to check out their website and maybe pick up 1 or 2 for yourself. Just stunning cards, and I'm really glad that Brian went ahead and included Anroth in this mega set, and just a stunning card, and super glad to have this one. It's been a while since there's been like a non one of one card from him, and it's been a couple years. So to have this kind of limited card here is quite special. So just amazing. I'm really happy with this card.
Yeah, it looks great. It's a cool, simple design that obviously really highlights the memorabilia piece well, which is, of course, something that Brian and his team does really, really well. So, I'm sure in person that card is even nicer. Being
Oh
able to
yeah,
see the texture of the stick and
it's
everything, I'm sure
amazing.
is
It's
really cool.
amazing.
So,
And I also love the little headshot at the bottom. I know you can't really see it that well, but I mean it's on there. This just screams, kind of older in the game, with a lot of their mega patch sets that they did back in the day. Just amazing. And yeah, I just love that little touch of having the photo in the bottom left there. Just an awesome card. And yeah, if you replace the President's Choice logo with in the game, it would have been something out of the last dozen or so years back in the day. I think so. It would have been just amazing to see back in the day. But I'm really glad he's bringing back these mega sets, if you will. To President's Choice. He's done some larger memorabilia sets before, obviously, but to have this all out there right now is awesome. I'm really glad he's kind of making a big effort to kind of bring these back, and it's really cool to see. He also does a mega jersey and a mega patch set as well. So we'll see. Hopefully, Enroth gets in maybe some of those sets down the line here.
we shall see. That will be intriguing for sure. So, but yeah, beautiful card, and obviously a good way to start your year with two nice Enroth cards, one of which being a newly created card, if you will.
Definitely.
But, yeah, always cool to see stuff like that. So congrats on those. And turning to kind of the main part of the episode, the inspiration for the name of the episode, my family was able to come to us this year for Christmas, and it wasn't really a Christmas present, but it was more just something that my dad found in his office at home, which was kind of previously used to store a lot of my card stuff and things like that. We kind of shared the room in that sense. But anyway, so he brought this box of stuff that he came across in the office and said, hey, I think you'd probably like having this stuff with you. So yeah, like part of our Christmas Eve present opening time as a family was spent going through this box, pulling out all kinds of stuff. So one thing that we enjoyed doing back in the day was going to the Blackhawks prospect camps and watching their practices. And then a lot of the time you could kind of hang out around the bus afterward and get players to sign stuff for you as they were coming out. So that was something I really enjoyed doing as a kid. And we would go every year, at least once, if not 2 or 3 times each year. So yeah, a lot of what was in the box was stuff from that. And then some other stuff like from Chicago Wolves events and Blackhawks preseason games and stuff like that. But the prospect camp stuff was the vast majority of the content, I would say. So why we're a little bit late getting the episode started is I was digging back through this box, pulling out the most notable stuff that would be worthwhile to show off on the episode. And then also just kind of making a count of what all was in there. So in all, there were 171 autographs in this
Wow,
box.
that's amazing.
From over probably a handful of years or so, if I had to guess. So yeah, like everything you could think of, and nothing was like overly official as far as like I wasn't buying like licensed photos or like jerseys or anything like that. It was more just like I would take a stack of index cards, or we would find a photo online and just print it off of our home printer, stuff like that. So it's not anything like crazy amazing quality wise, but more just like a bunch of sentimental cool stuff that obviously is really fun to dig through and go through all these years later. So like I said, I kind of picked out the stuff that stood out the most to me. We can kind of go through those one by one. So a couple of examples of just very, very basic standard index cards that I had signed. Here's a Corey Crawford from back in the day. So obviously a name that everybody knows there.
Yeah, he was good.
And then to go along with it, a Denny Savard. I don't know if he was at one of the prospect camps. He probably was, because he was the head coach for a season and a half or so.
Yeah.
So he was probably there, and that's probably where I got that. But yeah, so just
that's kind of cool.
A couple of the notable index cards. Obviously, nothing special as far as what they are, but more notable names. So that's why I grabbed them. The next one, this one's really cool just because it actually is one of the few kind of more like official things out of all this. This, I think, actually would have come from an official like Blackhawks signing, like public signing event. It's from 07-08. It's one of the team issued postcards of Brent Seabrook.
Nice. I love that stuff, man. That's awesome.
Yep. So
that's really cool.
Stuff like this obviously is not very easy to come by nowadays. So any player collectors that are trying to find stuff like this all these years later, it can be a big pain trying to find stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So I'm not sure. I know this one would have come from an autograph signing event. I don't know if they sold team sets of these like in the gift stores or anything like that.
Not always. It's usually like released by the team. Yeah. But you never know.
Kind of a year by year type of thing, how they do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I always really enjoy seeing stuff like this just because it is that team issued.
Same.
It's really difficult to come across at any point, but especially many, many years later. So thought that one was cool. And then in 2007-08, the Blackhawks marketing campaign, their like tagline slogan was Red Rising. And they just kind of put together a bunch of promotional material and stuff And so this was one that I'm pretty sure we printed this out and then brought it to an autograph signing. But Patrick Sharp
Oh, that's cool.
with a nice.
That's nice though. It's a nice print out there.
Yeah, the quality is pretty decent. Probably because it was more of just us printing a more of an official type of thing.
Yeah.
But obviously, it looks really nice, especially with the silver Sharpie there.
Oh, for sure. That's great.
Pops really nicely. I
That's
know
really cool.
when I was digging through the pile, I know there is a Brent Seabrook one like this as well.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't happen to grab it as I was going through stuff, but I do have a Seabrook just like this as well. So that's cool. And you will see another one like that coming up in a little bit. But this is, I believe, this is from a 2007 preseason game. They would oftentimes give out these like lineup cards.
That's cool. I always wondered where that stuff came from. So you got to add a team exhibition game there.
Yep, you would just
That's
walk
cool.
right when
Really?
you walk in the door. You would be able to grab one of these.
Okay, cool.
And
So they
then
make a whole bunch. That's actually really interesting.
what was even cooler in that era of the Blackhawks, when they were kind of rebuilding and getting back into prominence, is during preseason games, the players who were not in the lineup, they would spread them throughout the concourse and you could get autographs. So
That's cool.
on the back of the lineup card is a ton of autographs.
Oh, that's neat.
So
that is really cool.
Some of the more notable guys right here is Duncan Keith.
Yeah, there he is.
Pretty big name. Dave Boland right here.
I remember him.
That's a rookie Jonathan Taves right here.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
It's a big one.
Let's see. Patrick Lalime.
That's cool.
I think that's Peter Regan, if I remember correctly. Sergei Samsonov. That looks like Patrick Sharp again. Up here is Jack Skilly. He's probably one of the least notable names. He was a bust, but anyway. And then probably my favorite right here in the bottom corner is Nicholas Hjalmarsson.
Yep, there he is. That's cool.
Just a pretty cool.
Got to meet him too. That's great.
Yeah, pretty cool piece there with obviously some pretty big names. I mean, there's 5 Stanley Cup winners on there, so
fantastic.
Pretty cool, including Taves, and I mean this was even before Hjalmarsson's rookie year, so pretty cool. And then obviously early Duncan Keith and second year Dave Boland, I think. So yeah, some pretty cool names on there for sure.
That is nice.
A cool piece there. So
for sure.
So that's that. And then the rest of it is purely all big name content here.
That's cool.
First one up, again, very, very unofficial. We just printed this off at home. So the photo is like very pixelated and not great, but is a draft photo of Patrick Kane.
Still nice.
And this would have been from 2007 prospect camp, like a couple weeks after he got drafted. So this was really, I think, like the first time that he was ever in Chicago, like with fans having access to him, being able to meet him and get autographs and stuff. So just a cool little piece there. This one is really cool. I was able to actually go to the 2007 draft with my dad, which is when Kane was selected. So they had these kind of like cards to get to know the top prospects. Nice. And obviously got that signed by Kane.
That's wonderful.
So pretty cool piece there. And I know there was some other stuff from the draft that I got signed at that time as well. I know there's like a wooden mini stick that I got him to sign and an NHL hat. They had like draft towels that I got him to sign one of those. So yeah, I got a handful of things signed by Kane. But
did you like remember that you got all these things signed? Like maybe not the Kane ones because they're more notable and you kind of remembered that happening. But like the Hjalmarsson autograph on the back of that lineup card, like do you remember him signing that? Like was it something okay? No. Or so when you flipped it over, you're like, oh, this is a Hjalmarsson PC thing. I didn't even realize it at the time. You know what I mean? Like did you forget a lot of these things? And then going back to this box, like, I didn't even realize I had this thing. Did that happen a couple times?
Yeah, for sure. There were some, I mean, like, I wouldn't say any of it was like surprising. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like I don't remember specifically being in the concourse meeting Nicholas Hjalmarsson at that point. I know I met him at one of the prospect camps as well, and I do kind of remember that a little bit
That's
more.
cool. That's cool.
That was probably even earlier. That was probably like 2006 or something.
Mm,
Maybe '07. It might have been '07 as well. Um, but yeah, that was a little bit more clear of a memory, whereas this preseason lineup card, not so much. But
right.
yep. So those were the couple of Kane items. And then as well, some Jonathan Taves items. So a photo of him playing for North Dakota.
That's nice. That pre-NHL stuff, pretty cool.
Yep. Obviously, there's been some talk of late of him attempting a comeback. We'll see if that
I heard a little bit
happens.
of that. We'll see.
I'm
We'll
not
see.
holding my breath,
I
but
hope he can. It'd be a good story, maybe for like a game or something. But
we'll see.
here's hoping.
This one I know you'll appreciate, Aaron. This is from his iconic World Juniors game where he scored like 4
Oh
shootout
yeah,
goals.
that was amazing. Just yeah, just legendary.
Yep.
Yeah, there've been some great games, Canada, US. Just so iconic.
And going back to the Red Rising marketing campaign, here's the Jonathan Taves one.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Again, was that like that was a home printout?
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yep. But still cool to have more of
Still
a
cool.
full size type of thing.
Are you gonna like now that you know these things exist again, are you gonna ever, put it up on that wall back there? Or like have you found a couple pieces that
We'll see.
it's more notable? Like, oh, I could actually display this one or maybe that one, maybe.
We'll see. This one, I always wanted to kind of complete this, but never got the chance. This is a November 2007 Beckett Hockey Magazine.
Oh yeah.
I did get Taves to sign there. Did not get Kane. So maybe one day I'll see
maybe.
Kane again and
Maybe
be
if
able
it's like a private
to.
signing or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier.
Or like send it to someone to get signed at a signing.
Yep. So
That would be interesting.
we'll see. Maybe I'll get this completed one day. But yeah, I definitely remember that I had this. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
One of my favorite pieces from the box. We're kind of trending in that direction, getting to the favorites here. Okay. So I would say that Beckett magazine kind of starts the favorite category. Next up, this is definitely one of my favorites, and probably just in terms of like collectibles value, this is probably the best item of the bunch, even though it's not the most sentimental. But going back to those 07-08 team issued postcards of Jonathan Taves. So obviously that's
a big item.
A rookie team issued card.
Yeah, that's a big item right there.
There.
Have you seen any of those like on eBay or anything? Or because you've looked at Hawks cards for a long time, or anyone else from the set, or the kind of, I don't know, like how often these come up or anything like that?
I have not looked since I dug through this box.
Right.
I have meant to. I know some stuff like this is out there.
Probably, yeah.
But again, it's not super easy to find.
But a Taves, maybe signed, like not so much. Like, yeah, that's amazing.
So yeah, can't go wrong with a rookie year team issued autograph like that for sure. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite items of the lot for sure. And then one thing that I would do, like I said, some years we would just go once, but a lot of years we would go multiple times to the prospect camp practices. So one thing I enjoyed doing was with some of the more notable prospects, I would get a photo with them, and then we would go home, print it, and then come back like the next day or whatever and get them to sign that photo.
That's great.
Here is I believe this is 2007 as well, a young me with Jonathan Taves.
And look at that,
signed. So
that's amazing. That's really cool.
Pretty cool there.
That is cool. Great to have those moments for sure. That's wonderful.
Yep, rocking my Hall of Fame t-shirt.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's great. I might actually be going to the Hall of Fame in a couple weeks here. Haven't been since I was a kid, so that'll be really cool.
Nice. So there's Taves, and then to go along with him, Patrick Kane. So again, this would have been early July 2007, right after he was drafted. You can see I'm wearing the Columbus draft shirt there, and he's just wearing street clothes after a practice. But
that's nice.
Yeah, this, like I said, this would have been one of the very first like days really that he would have been accessible to Blackhawks fans. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and that week would have been the first time that Kane and Taves ever skated together as Blackhawks. So pretty darn cool there.
That is cool.
And then this is the kind of the last part here. I knew I had this, and I have thought about this thing multiple times and had no idea what happened to it. So now I have that closure.
Yep.
But back, I want to say this was summer of 2006 or maybe 2007. But for whatever reason, I have literally no idea why. I don't know if it was an officially sanctioned event, but there was a week of practices at a rink in the Chicagoland area for a bunch of players from Russia.
Okay.
And again, I have no clue why, but so this is 2006, 2007, something like that. So of course the big name was Alex Ovechkin. That's who everybody wanted to go see. But there were guys like I know I met Pavel Datsyuk. I know I met Ilya Bryzgalov, like guys like that.
Awesome.
So again, I have no idea if this was an officially sanctioned like event by the Russian Hockey Federation or what it was. I have no idea. But yeah, it was pretty cool to be able to go to this local rink and see a bunch of Russian NHL stars and stuff. So the item that I had been thinking about, wondering what happened to it for a while, was this signed
That's
photo
fantastic.
of Alex Ovechkin.
Did they give that out, or that's something you printed?
Nope, something I printed and brought with.
That's a great quality there. So, nice glossy photo there. It's fantastic. What a great piece. You got to frame that one up. That's pretty nice.
Yep.
That's pretty nice.
So yeah, like I said, I've been wondering for a while where that was, and now I have my answer. And
there
then
we go.
As I was digging through the box right before we recorded, I knew that this photo existed, but I didn't know if it was in the box or not, but it was. So here's a photo of me meeting Ovechkin.
Oh, hey, now that's cool too. Look at that. That's amazing. Very cool.
So right around then is, I don't know if it was before or after this moment that I got the photo of him signed, but taken right at that same moment, essentially.
That's great.
So yeah, pretty cool. And I remember standing there just like thinking how big he was, and I know he was rocking the yellow skate laces. So
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a great story.
So just a bunch of fun stuff to go through and kind of reminisce about the memories and things like that all these years later. So figured, I had a lot of fun looking through this stuff, so I figured you guys would probably enjoy seeing some of the more notable stuff as well.
Definitely.
Like I said, there's a lot of just kind of like not junkier stuff in there as well, but like some of the Chicago Wolves stuff is like guys that no one has ever heard of, and just stuff like that that's not really worth spending a whole lot of time going through and talking about. So however many autographs there were here that I just went through, like 15 or something, there's 150 plus more in there as well. So yeah, definitely really, really fun to find that stuff. And yeah, glad that my dad found it and brought it, and yeah, it was a lot of fun going through that stuff. So yeah,
that's great. I mean, I know you said that your dad listens to the podcast, actually. So if he's listening now, I think he just awarded himself #1 dad. So I think that definitely deserves it. So good for him. That's amazing. Glad that he kept this stuff and was able to deliver it to you. That's wonderful. Like, do you still have the full box? Like you took it home, and that's wonderful. That's great.
Yep.
Good on you, and good on your dad.
He packed it up when they came to visit and just said, "Hey, like this isn't a formal present, but
it is.
Might want to look through this stuff." Yeah, I mean it's
like, by the way, I didn't get you a gift. Here's your gift. Bye.
Yeah, I mean this obviously was a lot of fun to go through, and yeah. So that's obviously provided some good content, interesting, different, unique content for the podcast as well. So
of course,
a lot of fun there. So figured that would be a worthwhile segment for the show. Whatever, 15 or 20 minutes worth of stuff. So
that's great. Maybe next week I'll come with a box of goodies myself. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be fun. So
it would be.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm pretty sure I have it in my closet in the room here, but I know back in 2006, January of 2006, we went to a Blackhawks Penguins game, and I had a Crosby T-shirt, like one of the Jersey
yep
type of T-shirts that I got him to sign.
Oh, that's
at
cool.
that game. So yeah, it's a rookie year Crosby jersey that I got signed. But yeah, so kind of in a similar vein there. But yeah, kind of a little bit different of stuff. Not traditional cards or anything like that, but still, I think stuff like this people can certainly appreciate and remember when they were autograph hounding as kids and stuff. So
Of course.
um, yeah, definitely fun there. And then I think for the last part of the episode, um, we didn't go to my in-laws for Thanksgiving, but we did go for Christmas. And I always try to make a point to go to the card shop near them whenever we go by. So at least once a year. Usually it's for Black Friday because they usually have, well, not usually, they always have a Black Friday sale going on. And I know this year at least they extended it to run through the holidays. So through, I think December 30th, maybe. No, New Year's Eve. Through New Year's Eve, Tuesday, they extended their sales throughout, which was nice since I didn't get to go for Black Friday. So had a little bit of downtime on New Year's Eve before the Winter Classic and popped over there. And it's always fun just like digging through their bargain boxes and stuff like that, seeing what you can find. But part of their holiday deals is all of the stuff in the bargain boxes are marked down even further. So usually what they do for the bargain boxes is everything is half off. So you can definitely find some decent stuff in there. So the first thing I found that I picked up was an Alex Vlasic trilogy rookie.
Oh, nice.
Which I just have always really liked the trilogy base rookies. I think they just always
They are nice.
Look really nice with the rainbow foil board, and yeah, I think they're just underappreciated cards. So yeah, as you can see, the sticker price was $3, but ended up being $1.50. So I figured for $1.50 that was a worthwhile pickup because he's a really really good player. Yeah, just a very very reliable defensive defenseman who has started tapping into his offensive side of late as well. So yeah, he will be a big piece for the Blackhawks moving forward for sure. So figured for $1.50 to pick up a really nice looking rookie card of him, can't go wrong. And then they also have, they're not really bargain boxes. It's kind of more like their better stuff. But they had, I think it was 20% off of all of that stuff. And this is a card that I had actually kind of considered purchasing online before and just never had really gotten around to it just because it wasn't a big priority. But I think this is 12-13 Panini Classics, and I know a lot of people really like this product.
It was a great set.
One of the autograph cards of Jean Pronovost for
That's
the
nice.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
I love that
And
set.
a lot of you might be saying, why did you want this card?
That is an odd one for you.
It is. It is. The hockey camp that my dad and I have been involved with, I guess I haven't the last handful of years or so, but more so growing up, the camp that we were involved with, Jean has helped out with at various locations over the years, primarily in Quebec, but he has come to the Chicago camp before. So yeah, I have a few cards of him, and this was one that I, like I said, kind of was aware of and thought, yeah, that'd be kind of a cool card to pick up eventually one day. So again, for $5, but then marked down to $4, can't go wrong for
Can't
a
go
card
wrong.
like that.
That's great.
So yeah, definitely a nice little pickup there. So I didn't really have any expectations going into the shop of what I wanted to buy or find or anything. So I had found those and I was like, okay, like those are nice, but at the same time, like, it's only whatever, that was $5 or whatever. So it's like, I kind of want this to feel a little bit more worthwhile than that. So they had some loose packs of 23-24 Upper Deck Series 2.
Okay. All right. So that's interesting.
So I figured, all right,
let's just try.
I've never opened 23-24 Series 2 hobby. It's all been retail.
Right.
So, if we're gonna go big game hunting, you gotta open in order to pull something.
Exactly. So, do you have a one touch ready or?
I don't. I probably should. But at the same time, even just a base Bedard Young Gun out of a single pack is a 1% chance. So
I mean, hey.
I'm not expecting anything, but figured, $30 at the card shop is still a pretty cheap card shop trip. So even
Yep,
though it's obviously an expensive pack,
it is.
wanted to be able to say that I did open 23-24 hobby in some capacity.
There we go.
So
There we go. Let's rip it. Let's see.
here we go. We'll see.
Let's see if you get a young gun.
Anything would be great. Not expecting anything, of course, out of just one pack, but like I said, we shall see. So here we go. There is a young gun, it looks like, I think. We'll see. So we've got a base of Troy Terry. We've got a base of Pavel Buchnevich. And we typically not go through every base card, but obviously just one pack.
One pack, got to do it.
Brad Marchand.
Always good to appreciate the upper deck photography.
Yes, absolutely. Checklist of Wyatt Johnston and Andrei Kuzmenko.
Nice.
We've got an instinctive for the Ottawa Senators of Mads Sjogard.
Nice. Those cards look great.
Yep. The rainbow foil board obviously makes it pop really nicely.
Definitely.
We do have a young gun, not the one you're looking for, unfortunately, for the Columbus Blue Jackets of Billy Sweezy.
There we go. All right.
Our final hit is a canvas of Arturi Lehkonen.
All right.
Nice.
Always love a canvas card.
So no big time card, unfortunately, but that's okay. Base of Brent Burns, base of Dylan Holloway, base of Ryan Strome, another checklist of Eric Carlson and Cale Makar.
All right, better.
And base of Ilya Mikheyev. So,
all right.
Unfortunately, a bit of a waste of money, but I figured that would kind of be the case. So
that's how it is most of the time, but you got to give it a go.
Not too big of a deal, but alas, we're not totally out of luck just yet, because part of my Christmas presents from my in-laws were a couple blasters of 23-24 Series 2.
That is right. You told me about this.
We've got more Series 2 to open. It was actually kind of funny. I think around the time of release, I don't even remember what site it was or whatever, but I found some of the retail configurations and sent them to them and said, hey, if you guys want present ideas, here you go. Because I'm typically not super easy to shop for, because most of the things I want are hobby related, and it's just a lot easier if I'm buying those things for myself as opposed to trying to explain to somebody, oh, I want this specific card, and you guys understand how that works. So, but things like this are a lot easier to just send a link to someone and say, hey, I want this blaster. Pretty straightforward. So my mother-in-law, I guess, just bought them at that point and then kind of forgot that she had them. I think she had intended to give them to me for my birthday earlier this year. Well, last year, I guess, at this point. But and then came across them and said, hey, guess I'll include these for your Christmas presents. So yeah, obviously opening up the package that these were in was a very welcome surprise. So we shall see what we get here. They are just the very basic blaster boxes, no bonus packs or anything like that. It's just straight up 4 packs per blaster with 12 cards per pack. You do get 1 green Dazzlers per blaster, so that's kind of what you're looking for, in addition to, of course, the Young Guns. So I believe you should get 2 Young Guns per blaster. It's not a guarantee according to the odds, but I feel like pretty much every blaster I've seen does give you 2. So we'll see. Hopefully we beat the odds and I do get a Bedard. But again, the odds are slim, so not holding my breath for one, but you never know. So we shall see. So first pack up, we have got, I won't go through all of these base just because there will be a lot more, but we've got an OPG Glossy of Elias Pettersson. We have our Dazzlers Green for the New York Rangers of Mika Zibanejad. Always enjoy the Dazzlers cards. They look really nice in person. So those are cool. And a PCs of Sebastian Aho. Again, one of the foil board inserts for the product. Really nice looking cards. I was able to complete that set fairly recently. Shout out to Dan Vincent. He was able to help me put together the rest of the cards that I needed for that set. So there's pack number 1. On to pack number 2. Let's see here. Looks like we do have a young gun. First up, we have an instinctive sparkle for the Toronto Maple Leafs of Ilya Samsonov, which I know you appreciate those. Our first young gun for the Pittsburgh Penguins of Ryan Shea.
That's all right.
I believe I pulled like 3 of his young guns when I was doing my Bedard hunting. So
Sounds about right.
not one that I am overly excited to see, but that's okay. We have an honor roll of Bobby McMahon. So we've got a Leafs pack going here. And then a bonus hit, we have just a basic instinctive of Jake Ottinger. So I guess the Samsonov was probably the kind of like a bonus hit for the pack there.
Nice cards.
So we go, pack number 2. Halfway through the first blaster on to pack number 3. We'll see if we can get another young gun. Let's see here. First up, we have got an OPG Glossy of Owen Beck. We have got a canvas of Jaden Schwartz. And a Deep Roots of Clayton Keller. Another set that I really like from this product. And again, another set that Dan Vincent helped me complete. So again, another shout out to Dan. Yeah, these are just really cool cards, kind of like a really unique matte finish on them. Yeah, that just makes them a lot different than most insert cards. So yeah, if you have not picked up any of those Deep Root cards, find a player you like from that set and grab one because they are pretty cool. I know there is a certain former Calgary Flame in that insert set that we all know and love. So anyway, on to pack number 4. We'll see if we can get a second young gun out of the blaster. And we do have a second young gun. Not the one you're looking for, unfortunately. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, Stanislav Svozil. So a WHL teammate of Connor Bedard.
Is that Crosby in the background? I could be wrong. Maybe it's someone else.
I think so. No, it is the Penguins, but not Crosby.
No.
But
could be a cool Crosby cameo, but alas, it was not to be.
We have a UD portrait. I love the design of these from 23-24. For the Calgary Flames, Jakob Peltier.
Hey, look at that. That one's a design where either you love it or you hate it.
Yes, it is. Most people are annoyed by them, but I love them. I think they're awesome.
I think they're fun.
It was a great idea by Billy and really good execution. So yeah, I'm a big fan of those 23-24 portraits. And the last insert is a PCs of Cole Caulfield.
Nice.
Again, really nice looking cards.
Cool video game style.
Yep. And then obviously Billy carried over that theme to 24-25 with many gaming inspired inserts in 24-25 Series 1. So yeah, but I really liked the kind of original 23-24 inserts. So that was Blaster 1. Unfortunately, no luck with that one. So we will dig into the second one here. See if the guy will show up. Have you had a chance to open any 23-24 Series 2, Aaron?
No, not at all. I mean, just the last few years with, blasters and stuff like that just being so expensive. Mm-hmm. I just kind of stayed away. Just, back in the day, it was like, yeah, you pick up a blaster here or there just for fun and try your luck, But now it just isn't worth it for me personally.
Yep.
Just not something I'm, going to really try for.
Understandable, for sure. So here we go. 4 more packs. Hopefully 2 more young guns. Hopefully one of them being the guy that we're looking for. So here we go. Pack number 1. We have got an OPG Glossy Gold of Jason Robertson. We again have our Green Dazzlers of the box, Adrian Kempe.
Great cards.
And an Ecliptic of Kirill Kaprizov. So another one of the foil board inserts for the product. Really nice looking cards. Fun base card, William Nylander wearing the St. Pat's. Always been a fan of those uniforms.
Those are great cards. Like, even though it's just a base, just always really cool when you can see a card like that.
So there's pack 1. On to pack 2. If the pattern stays the same, this will be a Young Gun. I guess it was packs 2 and 3 that had them last time. So we'll see if that's the same again here. We do have a Young Guns from the looks of it. Not the one you're looking for, unfortunately. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, Waltteri Morella. So a Young Gun nonetheless. A honor roll of Yaroslav Askarov, who has been looking good for the Sharks now.
Yeah.
Definitely a goalie who I like, so it's been fun to see him have some success. And an instinctive of Karel Vejmelka, currently
Nice.
of the Utah Hockey Club.
Awesome. Great cards again.
So there's that pack. 2 more packs. I'll jump to the 4th pack, hoping that the 3rd pack has a Young Gun again. See if we can build up some suspense. Probably all for nothing, but that's okay. Actually, this one has a Young Gun, so we'll go to pack number 3 instead. All right. Got Alex Ovechkin base on the front. We have an OPG Glossy of Matty Beniers, a PCs of Jordan Kyrou, and a Deep Roots of Roman Josi. So a little bit more standard of a pack there, which is okay. And onto the 4th and final pack of the Blaster, and the 9th and final pack of Series 2 for the episode. We do have a Young Gun, unfortunately not the guy we're looking for, but an okay name. Currently for the Utah Hockey Club of Michael Kesselring.
There we go. All right.
And an honor roll of Tyler Clevin. I think I pulled at least 2 of those during my Bedard hunting. And an instinctive of Linus Ullmark.
Okay.
So there we go. Unfortunately, no Bedard, but it is always fun opening up an iconic product like this. And of course, obviously, when you're not the one that paid for it, that's also nice. Nice little bonus. Hey, Richie, hope you're doing well.
Hey, Rich, how are you, man?
Thanks for popping in.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, it was a little bit lighter of an episode. Try to keep it a little bit shorter for our first episode of the year. I don't necessarily have too much more to add on my end. Is there anything else you wanted to?
I'm good for my end as well. I think we might just end it there. But as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. And just wanted to mention also, if you're listening to this on Apple or get your podcast through that, if you want to just throw us a review, that'd be super. We've been sitting at like 19 views or 19 ratings for a long time, and I just want to bump that up a little bit more. So if you're listening to this on Apple, or if you could just give us a nice review, that'd be wonderful. A couple stars there would be nice. So that's all I have.
Cool. Yeah, I know that's something that we typically have not really talked about too much.
We don't really say it at all, so I just wanted to plug it in there just to see, more ratings, more reviews. It helps us out in terms of popularity, and never hurts. So we don't really like to plug that stuff in, but if you can, that'd be great.
Yes. Yeah, important, and something I've thought about, just never when planning for the show. So yeah, it's always like, oh yeah, I should probably say that at some point. So thank you for doing that. But yeah, please take 30 seconds or whatever it takes to do that. We would appreciate it. And with that, obviously, like and subscribe, and all of the bells and whistles that you do on YouTube and all of that stuff would be appreciated as well. Again, we don't ask for that stuff super often, so if you guys would be willing to do that, we would certainly appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, we'll keep it pretty simple for this episode, short and sweet, right around 45 minutes. But I know we will have some good stuff coming up over the next episode or two, so stay tuned for that. But until next time, please be sure to follow us on social media. We can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Sunrise Cardcast, and on Twitter at SunriseCC. Please also be sure to subscribe to the show on your podcast platform of choice to make sure you never miss a future episode. Until next time on Sunrise Cardcast, keep collecting those hockey cards.